Alright, we're only looking west of this HP. We're right in the notch here. We've got a 70-degree SIP core to the south. Hail curtains wrapping the wall cloud here. The action area somewhere where the rotating rain curtains are. Right there is crossing the road. You can show us. Lots of rotation, but unfortunately it is rapid increase of the cloud motion off here. I have to go back home here and go back east to the northwest. There's a tornado right there. There's a tornado right there. Tornado on the ground. Right there. Yep, there's a tornado. Right. I can't see it. Is that focused or not? I can't see it. I can't see it. Alright, we have a tornado on the ground. It's still on the ground. Oh, yeah. Well, my first HP. Tornado's still on the ground. Time, please, Kate. 6:05. Tornado. Isn't that monster? This is the surface weather map for 15Z on May 24th. We have a surface low in the extreme eastern Texas panhandle, the dry line extending southward just east of Childress, curving back towards the Big Bend area. Dew points west of the dry line are in the mid-40s. On the head of the dry line, they go from the low 60s up to almost the mid-70s. There's a stationary front extending east-west across the Texas panhandle into eastern New Mexico, and another one here through northern Oklahoma into southern Missouri. Now, the target area I have here is in northern Oklahoma around the Ponca City area. The reason being is I like these easterly winds coming on in here and the higher dew points. There's a moist axis that actually goes right through Dallas-Fort Worth area, just east of Oklahoma City, and on up towards the Ponca City area. There's sort of a drier zone ahead of the dry line, which I don't really like. So that's why I went ahead with the front. This is the 500 millibar map at 12Z on May 24th. We have a flat ridge out into the west here with the main flow extending up through Idaho, the center of the U.S., down to the southeast. There's a big blow up around the Hudson's Bay area. So the flow over Texas and Oklahoma is rather weak. It's only 5 knots in Amarillo, 15 to 20 knots over central Oklahoma. I normally would not chase on the daylight today, but it was fairly close to home, moderate risk. I couldn't pass it up. It's May. -7, -7, both Oklahoma City and Amarillo. Not very good. In fact, it was fairly warm below that. So the cap was definitely of question here. However, the positive thing about it was that with west flow aloft like this, and east-southeast flow at the surface, we have 180-degree turning with height, and that's pretty good for any kind of rotation of storms, but still the flow is weak along. Approaching Elk City here, western Oklahoma. This CB here, there's a bit thunderstorm warning out for this in Tampa, moving east toward Dorothy. There's a tornado watch box issued for the Texas Panhandle. Much to my surprise today, I had no idea that there would be this kind of activity out here today, and you can forecast any deep convection. But even us experienced chasers get it wrong once in a while. Oh, time 7:39 minus 4. Spiraling menace. He gets tapped the boundary layer. I think that's what they call deep convection. Time is 7:50, and look at what we have in front of us. Mileage is 282. What a beautiful building and super simple. Complete with vault and a nice tail up. Very nice. Look at that. Time is 7:55. Time is 7:55. Just took two wide-angle shots west, and I'm videotaping now. What a storm. Unbelievable. So much for deep convection. Fuck. Unbelievable. Took picture southwest and picture northwest. I'll take another one southwest of this incredible upgrade. Videotaping as well. We're on now full time, mileage at 285, and we're at the junction here. I believe something like 1414. This is incredible. View to the southwest. Back. You have cloud base rotation. Cloud base rotation. It's occurring. Kind of lowering here. It's linear. And up south. That's how you bust a cap. Right there. Just rip right through it. Time 820 looking southwest. What a boss looking. That roll out ahead of it. Very nice. And looking to the southwest, a little lowering, no big deal. The Borger storm is to my northwest. It is slipping off to the southeast. There is a boundary here. It's gobbling up. This is the surface weather map at 15Z on May 26th. We have a surface low just west of Childress, and an outflow boundary extending across northern Texas all the way to Texarkana. This wind shift line extends up through the Texas Panhandle and down to the Big Bend area. It's not necessarily a dry line because dew points west of this are in the mid-50s to low 60s. Dew points ahead of it, though, are 70 at Abilene, 72 at Mineral Wells, ample moisture here. I like the area where maximum convergence was taking place, right around the Vernon, Texas area. Winds were kind of east-southeast out of Dallas, southeast out of Mineral Wells, south out of Abilene. So that convergence zone was sitting right in there. This is the 500 millibar map at 12Z on May 26th. It's a classic setup for severe weather with a broad trough here over the southwest. The winds are shunted further south, 35 knots through El Paso, 50 knots through Midland, 40 knots over the Dallas-Fort Worth area. One short wave is exiting, another one is to follow around 0Z. Temperatures are pretty cold, even for this time of year, at the end of May, with minus 13 at Amarillo, minus 13 at Albuquerque.
Stabilization is expected across the area. The center of sunshine is gazing around here to recover from the effects of thunderstorm last night. An outdoor boundary generated by those thunderstorms was rotated across North Texas early this afternoon and is expected to move slowly north towards the Red River area by the evening. This boundary was affected north to South Carolina and across Texas later today, most likely in the area between Childress and Abilene. It's up to level. The jet stream is forecast to extend from the mainland of Texas to east across central Oklahoma. Increasing southwestwards in this jet stream, coupled with southwest and northern weather, will result in very favorable vertical earthquake like this for the thunderstorms this afternoon and tonight. Thunderstorms are expected to develop late this afternoon in the area near north of the outflow boundary and northeast of the triple point, over western North Texas into southwest Oklahoma. The thunderstorms may develop northward to eastward in the western Georgia of Oklahoma by evening as the dry line becomes more rectified in that area. Highly favorable wind and instability fields suggest the likelihood of a few surface air, some of which could produce a few strong tornadoes in addition to very large and damaging winds. Thunderstorms are expected to continue increasing in coverage as they spread east and northeast into central Oklahoma this evening and into eastern Oklahoma late tonight. The tornado potential may continue well after dark, but the late threats will shift gradually towards large hail, damaging winds, and heavy rain by late tonight. Emergency managers and starter groups across all of western North Texas and western and central Oklahoma are advised to remain alert this afternoon as we ready to apply for activation by this evening or tonight. There is a chance that parts of the area could be operated to high risk if severe weather parameters develop as expected. If so, an updated thunderstorm report will be issued later this afternoon.
Well, that is pretty optimistic. Today's date is May 26, 2000. Traveling up the highway to heaven towards Wichita Falls, Texas. We've got scattered stratocumulus, pretty strong southeasterly winds. The outflow boundary extends from about Dallas to about Paducah. And they're expecting it to lift northward. I hope that is true. The dew points are pretty high. There are 74-degree dew points in Wichita Falls and Lawton. There is a dry line out west. It's moving all around the Texas-Oklahoma border right now with southwest winds behind it. Looks like the maximum convergence is around the Hobart, area down to Altus. That's where I'm eyeing right now. But what we'll do is go to Vernon, Texas first, see what the situation is then, before we decide whether we're going to go north, south, or just stay put. Cells blowing up south of Vernon and eastern Texas Panhandle. And P-Box in Kansas. Time is 4:45 in Vernon, Texas. We've got some towers going on up to our north. Had some CBs earlier, but they went up over the outflow boundary and died. Towers going up over the outflow boundary and orphaning out. Time 4:45 looking south from Vernon, Texas. Right in my backyard here. Time 5:10. CB, beautiful looking animal here, coming out of the southwest. Well, I guess they're up for good. Time is 5:20, proceeding southwestward here. Nice CB forming up to our southwest. Blue sky around. Another CB northwest. Looks to be around Shamrock area. There is a large tower between us and that CB. I like this one better because it's near that outflow boundary. Time is 6:16 northwest of Throckmorton. This is the Haskell storm. Beautiful looking storm here. It's got kind of a lowering here in the front. It does have a dust plume on the back over there. And the anvil goes on out back here. See the anvil to the Haskell storm. Very nice base on it. Got a lowered section in the front here. I've got a tornado warning issued for it. Time is 6:20. This is the Haskell storm to the west. Flat base with rain core. Another base here in the foreground. We have light south winds. Kind of a veil of a precip area. Looking back, Cirrus Anvil edge, and then there's a distant storm. And back to our east, converging anvil point there. Very nice. I don't give this storm much hope. Just don't have the inflow that I need here. It's not good. We're getting RFD action there. It's starting to rain now. I think it's kind of drifting a little southeasterly. Time is 6:45. Looking west, our winds out of southeast. We have a wall cloud here. Or west, right over the road. Storm is moving to the southeast. Inflow bands coming in here to the base. Very nice structure forming up on this. Off to the northeast. Nice tapered base there. tail on it. Back to the north. Oh, look at the beaver tail forming now. Having a beaver tail forming on it. Time 6:50. Now, note the wall clouds taper down. Very nice. Pointing down toward the crescent. Very good. Yeah,
now in the middle of it, but the R&D way out here. It's got a hook on it. There's no question about a hook. West northwest. It's got moving southeast, east southeast. Do now have some rotation there. It's on the opposite side of that creek's hole, if you will. There is some rotation. You can see the there. It's got and there's rotation. There's rotation overhead, there's rotation in the back. Time 6:52. A holy updraft. That's what we have here. A holy updraft. It's going to do it. Now we got a new wall cloud forming out here on the right. Evidently, there's an outdraft in the middle of this updraft. You got the hole in the updraft. You got a rotation right above the row. Looking back to the north. Little tail there. The wind's doing up, 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 up. Yeah, the wind shift. Unfortunately, wind shift regardless. No, it's right in front of us. No, we're going to be okay here. Okay, it is rotating. Yeah. Get the camera, put the other lens on it. Come down. Shoot, lock on light. Hold this second. Take some pictures. Get in the car. Tornado. All right, tornado on the ground. We have a tornado. Tornado is on the ground. Tornado is on the ground. All right. Wait until. Tornado is still there on the ground. Come back in the vehicle. Get back in the vehicle. Here's some more film. Rewind camera. Load it back in. All right. You know how to push the thing in the bottom and rewind the film? I'll rewind it. Only anticipated. It's there a few minutes, but it was just a dust world. 7:30. Time 7:30. Tornado had dissipated. But it was a tornado nonetheless. Time is 7:45. This is a view looking south. The base is now more linear, and it's undergone an outflow. I think that's all she wrote for this storm. Maybe later on it'll get its act together. Back to the west. Wind shift now. It's more of a bow. And back to the north. This is the surface weather map for 15C on May 27th. We have a surface low just north of Wichita Falls in the Lutton vicinity, and the cold front extending southwestward towards the Big Bend. Winds behind this are the northeast, 77 over 67 in Childress with a northeast wind at 15. There's an outflow boundary across southern Oklahoma here, actually enhanced by morning convection over western Arkansas, eastern Oklahoma. So the outflow boundary and a cold front intersect right around Wichita Falls. And what I don't like is this veering kind of wind ahead of it. It's southwesterly winds at Wichita Falls, southwesterly winds at Abilene. Not very good, but I'm hopeful that these winds will back later in the afternoon. Dew points are quite ample. Low 70s here, 72 at Abilene, 72 at Mineral Well, 74 at the Dallas area. This is the 500 millibar map at 12Z for May 27th. Shows an unusually broad trough over the center of the U.S. extending down to Old Mexico. The north winds at Albuquerque and El Paso. West winds at Amarillo and Midland. Southwest winds at Oklahoma City and the Dallas area. The big negative is that the flow is fairly weak. It's 20 knots at Midland and Dallas area. The temperatures are rather cool though, minus 14 in Oklahoma City, minus 12 in Amarillo. That's sufficiently cold aloft. So the air is unstable, and with weak winds aloft like this, we'll be looking at more like HP type storms. Today's date is May 27th, 2000. Carson and Tim out on the prowl on Saturday. We're heading northwest from Decatur on Highway Heaven 287. CB is developing to the northwest. Pretty good overshoot on it already on the back end of it. Expect these storms to be building back toward the southwest. And although we're not expecting tornadoes today, be out here and see what happens. Time's 1:35. Looking to the northwest. CB going up. And we're sending out to north. The approaching buoy here pretty shortly. Going west on 174. Looks like. Tornado warning issue. Hey, smash it. Tornado was reported near Archer City. Supercell to the west, going crazy. Going southeast. About 154. Tornado locked into shoot. In southwest, and unfortunately, get too much northwest wind here. 9, 223, 227. Have a clear slot working in on this updraft. Draft will shrink. Watch the middle of that. Got a funnel cloud. Funnel. Okay, Carson, that's gonna do it. Nice funnel. Time. 240. Final halfway down. Shrinking updraft, shrinking updraft. One down. It's gonna come down. southwest bound out of Yackboro. Time is 2:55. The storm that we were on is now gusted out. It's a show cloud. No chance anything will organize it, so we go back to the back end of this. CB West on I-20, CG 505. The new development is staring at the back of the line. You can see it at the base. Heavy crescent core. Ample extending on out here. Show ain't over yet. Nice hour. Time is 5:05. Looking to the west. CB. Blowing up like beautiful, beautiful CB. Really intensifying. Out of the Ranger Hill. Ranger, we've got this kind of interesting lowering here. It's been holding together for a little bit. We get some other sign of location. You still have what north winds there. You're looking to the east, showing hard angle, equal bands. Who says it's an ID? Two towers going up? You're looking east from Lake Leon. The anvil here going out. Back to these towers. Rebase.
The tornado is blowing, there's a twist tonight, like funnel down rolling, destroying everything inside. Oh, Mother Nature, running wild again. Ain't no begging for mercy when the world comes to an end. To an end. I said, come to an end. I'm about to an end. Oh, come to an end. Oh, I'm feeling that. Hey. Came down from the mountain. He stood on the edge of the sea. A heavy rain is coming. Lord, have mercy on me. A hardship is going. People gonna learn to pray. Earth will be torn asunder. I believe it's a judgment day. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe. I believe, I believe, I believe. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe.